Hi darlings! Today I'm going to talk to you guys about yoga. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my yoga background, and then I'm going to suggest some yoga videos and yoga channels on YouTube that I think are really great. As long as you're doing it laying down or sitting down and you don't have any like massive health issues, the breathing exercises are probably safe. See, now I regret saying that. So to start, I'm gonna say I am not certified in yoga like at all. I just got really lucky in my dance practice and my dance career that a lot of my teachers were yoga people or really into yoga, and that they incorporated that into our classes. So I have like a strong yoga background, but I haven't gone through an official like YTT training, a yoga teacher training at any studio. It's something I have thought about, but you know, yoga really is just like a practice for me. It helps so much in so many ways, and because of that, that's why I want to share. So I'm going to shout out some of the other videos that I actually use a lot by a lot of the other yoga teachers. Most of these accounts are like pretty big accounts. They have a lot of different videos that you can scroll through, so I'm just going to tell you which ones that I use. And if you've never tried yoga, there's a few. I'll start with those at the beginning. Those are probably going to be the best ones for you, and then there's like more experience type things at the end. So let's get into it. So my favorite kind of yoga is a hatha yoga or a hatha yoga, which is like a yin yoga, more of a restorative stretching kind of yoga. There are so many different types. It depends on where you studied and where that study is grounded or rooted from, can kind of change the way that you look at yoga and how you like yoga, what style of yoga you like. Yoga is amazing, and I think you can use it however you see fit, but I think it was always meant to be more of a connection to yourself, a connection to the earth, a connection to your breath, and the stretching and the releasing of things that we have like held in our body, that you can get into, tap into that to release it by doing yoga poses and yoga practice. So most of the ones I'm going to suggest today are not going to be the type that are like, let's build muscle doing these poses. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm not the one. Okay, first up, I'm gonna actually start with some yoga music. I do enjoy yoga music, Reiki music, music with certain hertz in it, HZ, that can benefit your practice, can benefit your mood, benefit your house. So I'm going to start with just like yoga music. Okay, so if you know yoga, if you know practice, if you know the poses yourself, if you have a good like yogi center and you don't need to be led by a teacher, and you just want to have like some bomb music in the back, this is what I think is a good suggestion. Meditative Mind on YouTube. They have, I want to say thousands of videos. I don't know how many they have. It's hundreds probably, but I want to say thousands because every time I go on there, I'm like, oh, look, they have a new, oh, look, that's a new, oh. Okay, so I like to listen. Actually, sometimes I like to listen to them at bedtime too. They have a lot of like removing negativity or removing toxicity, and I'm like, great, because at night you're really like, your body is cleansing, not only like your organs, but your aura. It's a really regenerative practice. Sleep is a practice. So if you're not sleeping, you should be sleeping. But sleep is a great time to kind of like detox. So I do like to use Meditative Mind, some of their detoxy sounds. Now for yoga, you can use certain hertz music. So there's certain number of hertz that can be more enlightening. You could be going through your own practice of poses using a Meditative Mind sound that stimulates your third eye or stimulates your root chakra or whatever you're working on that day. Literally just go into YouTube and search Meditative Mind, and then whatever you're working on. You can do Meditative Mind sleep, Meditative Mind third eye, Meditative Mind yoga sounds, like whatever it is, and it will come up because like I said, they have thousands, what it seems like thousands of videos. So I'm going to start off with a yoga channel that I like, Yoga TX. Yoga TX has a ton of videos. The one that I like, I will put it up here. That one is a before bed yoga practice. Now, what I love most about this one is you can literally do it in bed. She tells you can. You can literally do it in bed before you go to bed. It's not one that's going to make you sweat. It is about 15 minutes long, so that's like kind of long. I'm also going to show you some shorter ones if you're just needing like a middle of the day, like quick stretch it out. But I love that it's some of the easier poses. It's not going to make you sweat. You do kind of come into that relaxed state. So you can do it on the floor and then get in bed, or you can literally do it in bed. I will like leave all of my pillows and comforter and sheets on. In my house, we would call that like leaving the bed closed. So I wouldn't open the bed. I would leave the bed closed and do everything on top, and then I would open the bed, get in it, meditate, go to sleep. Another channel that I like is Yoga with Bird. They have a very quick 10-minute stretch video that I enjoy, and I also will do this one in bed as best as I can. I think there's a couple of like down dogs in that I was like, oh, I can't really do that in bed. So sometimes I'll like modify. Love a good modify, whatever works for you, whatever you're working on in your practice. But Yoga with Bird, one of my favorite things about Yoga with Bird is they get right to the meat of the content. You know, it's not like me. Like I will talk and talk and talk and then like have the content and then talk at the end too. But I'm not teaching a class. But when you're teaching a class, or when you're like having a class type video, you want to just like open the video, introduce it, get right to it. And in 10 minutes, she really does that. I really like this video where she like comes in, coming in hot, you have a video, and then it ends, and it's done. That specific one for 10 minutes is one that I like to do in hotels. I don't always have my yoga mat with me, but if you lay down a hotel towel and for 10 minutes do that one really, really quick, it just really centers you from wherever you've been. If you were driving, if you were flying, whatever you were doing, or if you're just like needing a moment, that one is really good. Okay, so those first two were kind of like beginner, easy breezy. If you have never done yoga, you could watch that video and do it and kind of figure it out, right? These other ones are a little bit harder, a little bit longer, but still super beneficial. Brett Larkin Yoga has some amazing videos, and I actually think she was pregnant in the one that I'm going to show you. I didn't know that until she says it in the video, but there's a 30-minute video that they have on that channel that is really good. That one I can 100% say I was having like a really rough time and needing to center before an audition, and I just pulled that one out, you know, easy on my phone, and I did that, and that was like the best thing. I felt so much more centered, and I felt good about what I presented in the audition. So if you have enough time, if you have 30 minutes to give, you can do that. And you know what, at these dance auditions, acting auditions, like, yeah, you're gonna have 30 minutes to 3 hours sometimes while you're waiting around for your turn. So I had the time that day and I did it, and that was really centering. She has a little bit of a sweat to it, so you are going to activate your core. This practice definitely has more movement, so you are going to sweat a little bit. So, you know, it's just up to you when you want to do that. But if you have 30 minutes, I would give it to Brett Larkin Yoga. Okay, the next channel I'm going to talk about, they have some of the most beautiful, like, scenic videos. I don't know who does their editing, and I don't know where they live, but it's really pretty there, and I appreciate that in their videos. The channel is Boho Beautiful Yoga. Now, I'm just gonna tell you straight up, this one has made me cry. This specific like 30+ minute yin yoga has 100% made me cry. Which is great because, like I said, to me, that's what yoga is about. It's like stretching, getting in there. What are we releasing? What are you holding on to that you can let go of in the middle of this stretch, you know? And they give a lot of extra time of not talking over every single pose. I don't really love that when a yoga teacher will be talking constantly through the class. I come from more of a, you tell us what we're gonna do, you show us what we're gonna do, and then we all do it together, and we don't really need to talk about it anymore. So Boho Beautiful Yoga, that one is really great. And like I said, their videos are so pretty. Okay, the next one that I have for you is a little bit different. Actually, one of my mutuals on TikTok actually recommended this one to all of her followers. And I was like, what is this about? And apparently, like, me and like thousands of other people really enjoyed it because the views on this video went like viral. So I do know a lot of people use this one, but it is Yoga Vision Online. That's the name of the channel. And this particular Kundalini video for PTSD. In this one, they talk about PTSD and they talk about anxiety, just how it's being held in the body and how a practice of 40 days doing Kundalini yoga in a more simplified version can be really helpful. I haven't been in like a dire emotional state and then tried this yoga to see if I felt like it shifted, to felt like it moved and I was feeling better after. Most often I've used it when I'm feeling kind of heavy and I just want to like lighten up a little bit. Kundalini yoga is like an entire different thing, and for like a totally different video that I could make about it. But if you are within a Kundalini practice, if you have been to Kundalini classes in person, then you're totally fine to do this video. Their video, Yoga Vision Online, is a more simplified at-home kind of Kundalini yoga that you're doing that isn't so much dangerous. I don't find that it's dangerous, but with any of these, if you're practicing at home, you want to be careful. You know, I'm supposed to say all the warnings. So just like watch the video yourself. That's what I did the first time. My friend, my mutual on TikTok suggested it. I watched it and I was like, I can handle this. I've done these things before. I'm going to do this one. Now, I haven't done it for 40 days straight, but I do incorporate it a few times a week and I really like it. Now, there are others on Yoga Vision Online that she does for Kundalini that are more anxiety, or Kundalini for awakening the fire. These are all different things that you can do and you can check out. And I would suggest that you not just use the ones that I'm saying that I like to use today, but to go on each channel individually and find the one that calls to you. Because there is a bit of intuitive work that goes into this. And so if it calls to you, if it feels like something you want to try, if you feel like, you know, my right hip is like really bothering me and one of these videos says like release your hips or something like that, go for it. Do the one that calls to you. Not just because some girl in her kitchen on a yoga mat told you to try it. And for a little bonus, I am bringing up the Wim Hof method because I'm going to do another video on that another day. Wim Hof is the Iceman. He has broken so many records and they're like writing all types of studies about him because he has broken through with his crazy seeming technique of cold showers, ice baths, and breathing techniques. I did Wim Hof during the lockdowns and it was so liberating. I didn't even have to sign up or pay money to do his big program. I did everything via YouTube and I had the benefits from it. So I can't wait to talk to you about that. But if you want to get started and just like learning about Wim Hof, you can go to his channel because he has a massive channel. You can also watch the Goop Lab on Netflix because that's how I got introduced to him. He has an entire episode on their Goop Lab about Wim Hof. So I'm going to put up a video that I do like to do of Wim Hof, and this is actually really good to do before yoga. So if you have all day, say you have the whole day off, right? And you're taking care of yourself, you're doing what you need to do, you're running your errands, and then you come home and you just like really want to take some time to center yourself, you could do the Wim Hof breathing exercises on YouTube. And then you could pick one of these yoga practices and do that after, and then you could meditate after that using meditative mind music, and baby, chef's kiss. Depending on where you are in your practice, it can be very liberating. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? That's what I would do. So I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to bring you more wellness videos like this, and let me know if you try any of them. I'm not partnered with any of these people. I don't know any of them personally. These are just people that I found on YouTube, like you found me on YouTube, and I think that's kind of the cool thing about YouTube is we can find things and be like, I like that, and then I want to share, and it just creates a circle.
Thanks.